Yo, what's going on, guys? Sean Don here, Batless Peak Performance, professional hammer thrower, back with yet again another technical analysis. This time a little different. I wanted to do an analysis of my own throws from this past weekend at the Mount Sac and Long Beach State Invite. So yeah, I just figured I'd do a little something different for you guys, just to show that even though I'm throwing as far as I am, I don't think I have perfect technique, far from it usually, and yeah, hopefully this will be a little learning experience for you guys to see what I'm working on my throws and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, here's my throw from Mount Sac last Thursday, April something 14th, something like that. 69.55, and it felt kind of like crap. So I think it'll be cool to compare this throw to my throw from the beach invite the following day. So here it is. Alright, one more time for you guys. Got that slow clap going. Alright, so this throw was not great. I felt pretty much like crap on this day of competition. I mean, like, I felt good physically, but technically just had no feeling. I was a little bit too jacked up. Maybe drank too much coffee, took too much caffeine. But through the winds, let's see here. So I started just a little on like mid wind of my first of third winds. Starting off. Winds look okay. I think right here you can see, if my computer ever catches up to it, you can see I'm kind of rushing these winds, kind of artificially trying to speed the ball up before the throw even starts. I'm just trying to pound the winds in so I can try to get the ball moving as fast as I can through the throw. And that's not what you want to do, kids. A faster winds doesn't mean a faster finish. Usually far from it. I think that was my problem last year most of the time. And even during this competition, I was still kind of trying to break my old habits, but I had a hard time doing it. So, as you can see right here, my hands kind of start pulling down on the ball, trying to get it going a little bit. You can see there's like a nice, the ball doesn't drop at all, but my hands drop about 6 inches. That's me kind of pulling down on the ball. And the wind's trying to get it going. Hips moving around. And like even right here, I'd like to see my hands up just a little bit higher. I've been trying to focus on keeping the ball a little bit flatter, and keeping the hands up in the winds to facilitate that as they come around. Turn back, catch the ball, push it in, less kind of jerky with that. Still though, hands are up a little bit higher, but I still think they could be better. And then final wind, bring it around a little flatter. You can see the ball's kind of just a little bit over straight, flat out here, just a little bit over that, whereas the other two turns are just a little bit higher. But then still coming around, and hands are a little low, and you can see my head's leading the throw a little bit. Usually that's one of my problems. It's tough to break for me, honestly. But it's just a little bit. You can see my head kind of stays stagnant right there, just a little bit of turning. But as the ball comes around low point just before zero, entering in, hips sit back just a little bit. It's a very tiny movement. But okay, so you see my left hip right there, and it's stagnant, and then right about here, as the ball passes zero, you can see it shifts back maybe 5-6 inches. And that left hip moves away. And I think that kind of affects the rest of the throw. So I kind of sit back, still leading the ball here a little bit too. Like I said, I was trying to get the ball going in the winds, and that's what happens when I do that. My head kind of leads the throw a little bit, and it's not good news for me. So as I come around to zero, or to 180, you can see, I think, so it looks like I step around a little bit, but honestly, when the ball came around to about there, I was like, all right, move in. And then by the time your body reacts to it, you catch a little bit better. Usually most of the guys I'm doing analysis on, they kind of step around and kind of accentuate bringing that right leg around to catch the ball. while yes, my foot did come around a little bit, I was still thinking about stepping forward, which is why I think this might set me up a little bit better. But unfortunately, with that hip kind of sitting back, I end up with my hips just a little bit back in the catch, which means I'm a little heavy on the right foot over here. So moving through that first catch, which happens probably, I don't know, 90 degrees, I would guess is right about, let's see, sort of out here, sort of, I don't know, tough to tell. But coming through, right foot doesn't really turn much until, and I think that's because I have so much weight on it. So my right foot doesn't turn that much because I have so much weight over on this right side. It's maybe not much, I'd guess maybe like 60 or 70%, or maybe 30 or 40%. But with more weight on that right side, it makes it a little bit harder to turn. I'm noticing connected with the ball, you can see my head's pretty much on the ball coming through, and look at that sick hair. It looks like I got a toupee on. Coming through, but since I'm heavy on this right and my hips are a little bit back like they were in the catch and the entry, this left side kind of opens up first, whereas I'd rather have this right side turn into the left. And coming through, this is another one of the big problems. Left foot, left knee, left side kind of leads the ball. It's kind of splitting hairs almost. The ball's maybe, what, 15, 30 degrees behind this foot, but I think that makes a big difference in the overall throw. And then moving in once again. So this is a position I kind of hate. If my hips aren't right under my shoulders, or if my hips aren't locked in to the left, this heel-toe transition gets really rough, and this is something that I hate watching right here, because I sit back so far with the hips just to get on that heel, and then I'm kind of leaning, and it's just kind of rough looking. Look at that. I'd rather be perfectly upright here. I'm leaning over about maybe 15 degrees, and it's just not a pretty sight. Kind of step around, catch pretty damn early. Yeah, as I run it, you can see there's just so much weight over on this left, or on the right side. I'd rather have the shoulders over the hips, over this foot almost. And as the ball comes around, you can see that, once again, bad position. Just kind of leaning a little bit over on that right side, heavy on that right side. And this pattern just kind of gets worse and worse as the throw goes on. Heavy on the right side, right foot doesn't turn very well. Right foot doesn't turn well, left side has to accommodate for that by opening up early and staying connected with the ball. Boom, moving in. And even here you can see with my hips a little bit back, my shoulders aren't quite forward. I'm kind of missing that direction, that pulse that drives you out into the sector each turn. Kind of missing that a little bit, and that's because of all the things I've spoken about, where the heavy on the right, the left side's opening up, just kind of over-rotating, if you will, a little bit. Coming in, catching on 3. Once again, decent catch. Maybe not quite as good as in 2, but still super heavy on the right side, and it looks just as bad as before. Turning into 3. Look at that. Once again, heavy on the right, no right foot turning, left foot opens up instead. Left side's pulling. Very rough throw here, guys. You guys might not think so, but it's definitely not what I wanted to be doing. Left foot is opening up again. Right foot's way back. Left side's pulling. And, okay, going into turn 4. Late catch, stepping around because of all the aforementioned things, and coming around on the finish. You can see I still try to get my knees and my hips kind of out over to the left, but I just have so much weight over there that it's damn near impossible, and this left shoulder kind of pulls. And on the finish, look at that. That is not a great position. You can see my left foot already starting to kind of come off the ground. So heavy on this right. So heavy on this right. Pulling the head. And release. And I totally just abandoned that left side because my weight was so far over there. So you can see my center of gravity was about there. Very rough throw. Very rough throw. But I saved it. 69.55 season opener, definitely rust buster. But so yeah, so that's all the things that I didn't like about that throw. Generally, the things I'm working on, like I said, keeping hands flatter, working the ball more left, trying to sit a little bit more, keep the knees more bent, and turn that right side into the left. But yeah, so that concludes this technical analysis. Go to the next video. I will link it below in the description of my throw from the Long Beach Student Invite, which I think I did some of these things a little bit better, but as you come to see, I'm probably not as happy with the throw as I would have liked to have been. So, yep, that's it for this video. Link in the description for the next one. Peace out, guys.